All right, guys. You might get
Elsie goal.
different background. What was that? Sorry. All right. Just mute everyone. All right. I'm at home this afternoon. We've actually had first-hand experience of the results of the sling tackle. My youngest son played footy last Thursday and got a pretty nasty sling tackle, and he's yeah.
Oh, you're it's not working, mate.
Oh, damn. All right.
Sounds very funny.
Okay, try again. So
Okay.
working now?
Yeah, that's better.
It's better.
There's a bit of a twang. There's a Louisiana twang in your voice, mate.
Okay, I'm working from home, and the all right, I'll mute everyone again. Yeah, working from home, so the internet isn't the best. All right, a thumb up if you can actually hear me now. Cool. Okay, as I was saying, working from home because my youngest son played school footy the other day and got a sling tackle, and he's got all the symptoms of concussion, and yeah, it's brought home what the league's been doing this year is a good thing. So anyway, let's get moving through the things I wanted to discuss this afternoon. First of all, the milestones. First Division 1 game in the field, Zib fielding, our first field umpire debuting in Div 1 this year, so well done to Zib. 50th game, Steve Panja in the field, and Alex Haugie, who has been umpiring at the Samford. He did us a favour last weekend when we were a bit short and came in and did a game for us. That made it his 50th Adelaide Footy League game. Grantley Burns doing his 100th, so well done to Grantley. A couple of big ones. 500th game to Neville Bassett in the field, and 900 games for legendary goal umpire Bruce Amos. So well done to all you guys. Some big milestones there, and enjoy umpiring them this week. All right, a couple of things before we get on to the coaching video. From here on in, if you issue a yellow card for a dangerous tackle and you want to have it considered to an upgrade for a red, just let the team manager know after the game. The issue is at the moment, we are upgrading a few of the yellows to reds, which is okay to do for dangerous tackles only. But then when the club's notified, they're getting a little shocked and surprised. If we give them the notice on the day through the team manager, then we're going to have less hassles when we're notifying them. We have, set out communications that it can be upgraded, but some in Clubland don't get those communications. So important for us just to give them that notification on the day. I shouldn't have to remind people about this, but I did have someone ask a question. Kicking out from a behind. Just a reminder that in a game without last possession, so that's obviously just A-grade men's footy at the moment, a kick in from a behind that bounces over the line will always be a throw-in, whether the kick occurred in the square or not. So that changed back in 2019 when the AFL changed the kick-in rules, and we're still getting some players and occasional umpires that think that's a free kick, which it is definitely not.
Not sure.
Sorry, is there a question there? No. The next one is on umpire abuse. There's different levels of umpire abuse, obviously. In most cases, a free kick, a 25-metre penalty, and yellow cards can be used. I did have a couple of red cards on the weekend that we end up downgrading to yellow cards. And I guess we want to try and get some consistency with this. One of the red cards issued was when someone walked past and just said, "You're a cheat." Now, can I just get a thumbs up that people can hear me? Because I'm getting some signals here that maybe the internet connection is not great. Okay, cool. So if if it's really over the top extreme abuse, then obviously we can give a red card to start with. But in that instance, it would have been absolutely appropriate for a free kick, 25, or even a yellow to be given. But just because someone utters the word "you're a cheat," no swearing, no aggression, but just "you're a cheat" we shouldn't be jumping straight to a red in that situation. There are some red cards that are given out after you might give a free kick. You might then give a 25-meter penalty, then you give a yellow card if it's ongoing. So those cases where it doesn't stop or it escalates, a red card absolutely is warranted. But yeah, a red card straight away. I mean, if someone looked at you aggressively and said, "You're an effing cheat," like really loud, really over the top, that's appropriate to give a red card. But just because someone walks past and says you're a cheat in a fairly mild, calm voice, not appropriate, deserves a penalty. But I don't think red card would be something that most umpires would give. Does that all make sense? Any questions or comments on any of that stuff? No? All right, cool. All right, let's have a look at the video for today. And I hope my internet lasts till the end of this session, which I think is going to be a fairly short one. So the coaching session today is on marking contest. Obviously, we normally have some what's your decisions to start with. And then we've got some key messages from the marking contest video that Shane Harris has put together. And let's just wait for this to work. Split those two matches around. All right. Okay. We're just about there. All right, cool. Right. Okay, Rob Kane, you want to unmute yourself and give us the first one? There's actually no.
Yep. Hey.
Yep, that's it. Cool.
Oh, that's textbook. So the Centrals player turned around, didn't have eyes for the ball and made contact. So that's a free kick, marking interference.
Yep. Nicely explained. Yeah, blatant obvious. All right. And Gore, you can be the next one. So I've got a couple of seagull friends there in the background from the looks of things.
In the back.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. You've already watched the video. Okay.
I would have played there.
Yep. You want to explain why?
Oh, well, he just this is the second one. He crunched him in the back. The guy hadn't fallen over to the ground, so he just laid it on his back.
Yeah. And did you notice who the officiating umpire was?
No.
I think he's online. Do you want to unmute yourself, Cross?
Good decision, Cross.
Whatever it was, the decision was correct.
So, hang on, did you pay it?
Okay.
I don't think you did.
I actually don't know. I just I noticed myself there and then didn't actually see what the decision was.
Anyway.
Wondering why Shane's using videos of me from 50 years ago.
We all make mistakes even if you didn't pay it, mate. But anyway, move on to the next one. Oh, hang on. We will have a look at it again. Let's play on there. Yeah, I reckon you missed it. Oh, well. Even the best make mistakes. All right. Barry, you can be the next one. Barry, you want to unmute yourself? Maybe you there, Barry? All right. Cross, you want to jump in and rescue Barry on that one?
It's a big ask. From what I saw, there was nothing wrong with the player smothering the ball off the mark. He didn't go over it, so he's entitled to try and stop it, which he did. Player Richard Douglas, I think it might have been, then had plenty of time to get rid of it. Was tackled legally. Didn't look like it was a correct handball, so holding the ball.
Yep, spot on.
And it was
Very
Mitch
good.
Harris, so it must have been right.
No, all good. Chris Braun, you want to unmute yourself? All right. I'm waiting to see the unmute sign. I know he's looking around trying to do it. This is going well. All right, that's our job for the next meeting, Chris, to work out how to do it. All right, Ian Milson. All right. Here you go, mate. All right, we have had this one before.
Yeah, I can't remember what the answer was. I'd say West Adelaide player hasn't had a reasonable opportunity to dispose of it before he's tackled and then taken over the line. So I'd say throw in would be my answer.
Yeah, I actually we had a bit of a discussion about this last time. So yes, that's what I agree with you. That essentially, because the boundary line's right there, and he hasn't had a chance before he crosses the boundary line, throw in is what I would prefer.
Plus I go for Westies, so I give him the benefit of the doubt in that one. So.
You're an old Westies man, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need all the help they can get at the moment.
Oh, no. It's shocking.
All right, Iggy. One of our many who have suffered from COVID in the last couple of weeks. Are you feeling better, mate?
Yeah, back on board, Cole.
Yeah,
hopefully not too rusty with decision making.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. All right, you got the last one.
Yeah, so Sturt player gets the ball handball to him. To me, it looks like he has a bit of prior opportunity to get rid of the ball. Is legally tackled by the Centrals player. Doesn't dispose of it with a clean handball, so that's holding the ball for me.
Yep, correct. Very good. All right, well done. All right, so we'll zip through the examples here of the marking contest. So you can concentrate on your position and just react to what happens. Play the obvious and blatant. So good positioning here. Late to the contest. Stops the normal player taking the mark. So obvious and blatant. Must be watching the players in your zone, so not the footy. So what that means is if you are not the umpire in control, the majority of your vision needs to be on the players in your zone, not focusing on where the footy is. So there's a kick ahead, not watching the ball as it comes towards you. You're watching the players. So in that case, there's obvious marking interference. So just react to the obvious and blatant. You look for triggers, early jump, no eyes to the footy. There still has to be contact, which stops the player contesting the mark. In that case there's a hands in the back. The Centrals player is pushed out of the contest. So this is a key one. So just short of the contest. Keep your distance, 20, 25 metres, but with a marking contest, you don't want to be exactly side on or worse still behind the contest. Just short of the contest lets you see all the free kicks that need to be paid. So in this case here, you'll see the kick down the line and the umpire in the middle is just short of the contest and sees that holding as a result. Early vision, just play the obvious free. So watching the players who are contesting the mark, obviously in that case there, the normal players coming back, no eyes to the footy. and makes contact with the player going for the ball. Yeah, why doesn't he mark the ball? Usually, in most cases, it's because there's holding, there's a push, there's a bump. Remember, there's no 5-meter rule in a marking contest. You're not entitled to bump or shepherd a player like is when the ball's on the ground within 5 meters. The 5-meter rule doesn't count in a marking contest. Everyone has to be going for the ball. Watching the players in your zone, just reacting is the obvious. So the obvious is the key. So clearly, in that case, there, just hands to the back, pushes him out of the contest, and yeah, the ball's kicked away. So good 25 in that case. Being side on marking contest and having the distance is the key. So they're the key messages from the video. Any questions or comments on that video? Any questions or comments from anything that happened on the weekend?
Hey, Cole, I think it was 2 weeks ago on a Thursday or Friday night. It was a Richmond game where a player got tackled over the line. And it was that same example when they paid holding the ball, even though, I mean, it was barely prior opportunity, but because he got tackled over the line, they paid holding the ball. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give you I actually had a chat with Shane Harris about that particular example on that coaching video, and he would prefer holding the ball paid in that scenario. I disagree with him. And this is the thing about the holding the ball rule. It is a difficult rule, and maybe at the higher levels they are more strict because they might be seeing that the player is searching for the line to get a throw in. But at our level, I would say in that situation the benefit goes with the ball player.
That's clear. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? All right. So nothing from the weekend that anyone wants to share?
I've just got one thing, probably back on the swing tackle, or the concept of the actual the dangers of a tackle, not putting the word swing on there, was an example I had at Hectorville, and it was more sort of a dump, not a spear tackle, but it was sort of like an aggressive dump. And now with a lot of players being confused by their coaches, I guess, saying this is what's happening here in the last couple of years, etc. There's a lot of correspondence, and I think all umpires are getting that. And they're getting, hey, that was a swing, that was a swing, that was a dangerous tackle. How are you interpreting that dump tackle, which is it was sort of on the borderline to being quite dangerous, though it didn't hit the head and shoulder. But what's your version on the dumb tackle, where they basically pick them up a bit
during the game? If there's any doubt, you think there's it's a dangerous tackle in any way, shape, or form, at least a free kick and or a yellow. If we're determining whether it's a red, what we're looking for is a lift, a sling, or a dump, or a drive into the ground with force. Where we give the benefit to the tackler is where there's already momentum and they're going to the ground anyway. So there are cases where there are going to be footy accidents. They might even hit their head, and you might want to pay free kick in that situation, but don't want to go any further with it. But in a lot of cases, there's no need for players to go to the ground. And there's extra force from the tackler that puts the player in a dangerous spot where they didn't need to. So the responsibility is really on the tackler to, if they're going to take them to ground, to do all they can to not cause an injury. But as I said, there are footy accidents, but the way you're describing it, a dump sounds like it's a dangerous tackle where the tackler has contributed where they didn't need to. So at least anything that really worries you, give a yellow. If at least if you're 100% certain it's dangerous tackle, show a red. And then if you want to have a chat about it after the game, let me know. And of course, just tell the team manager that you're going to have a chat with me, and there could be a potential for it to upgrade. You can let the team manager know if they don't hear from us, then we've decided to leave it as a yellow. But yeah, what you're saying, it's hard without video. But what you're saying is it could, if the player is dumping him to the ground, that sounds like we want to red card it.
I think I gave the free kick, but my interpretation I gave, because you've got to work on instinct, because it was a dump from quite a small distance, that it wasn't warranted a yellow. But yeah, I got a lot of hard time from how 5-6 players went up to me and said, that's a yellow there, because they're all sort of embedded now in their.
Well, they are, mate. So what you'll find is if you're not acting, the players will be telling you. The message is out there that we are taking a strong stance, and if you're not joining in with that, then you're going to know about it from either the players or me. And I guess with a lot of the old-fashioned footballers, and you're one of those that have seen footy back in the day, you need to change your mindset from what's a acceptable tackle and what isn't, because back in the day, a lot of these tackles that we're now giving out suspensions for were always seen as good tackles. So it's really only the ones where they're both going to ground anyway, where we give the tackler the benefit of the doubt. But if there's force that the tackler didn't need to do, and it's putting the player's safety at risk, then we're taking a strong stand. And it's amazing that the impact it's having. There are times now where players aren't taking the player to ground, and it's making our game a safer game. I mean, my experience this week with a kid that's had a headache and a sore gut, he's a 10-year-old. I'm thinking, geez, that footy has been negligent in this area for a long time, and thank goodness for John Kernahan and Adelaide Footy League leadership for taking this stand this year, because it's been it's a blight in our game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've noticed that. Definitely, there's. I'm almost doing commentary on that and saying that's fantastic. You let him go at the right moment. That's that second choice you made to let him go, etc. So they definitely are learning from it. And I reckon 70-80% of players are really now very, very well taught now. And now not just taught theory, but practically they've really learned the art to let go when they should.
Yeah, we've seen a drop, but we're still getting some each week, and we need to remain vigilant and make sure that we pick up on the ones that need to be picked up on.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thanks, Andre.
All good.
Anyone else? All right. Yeah, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Graham.
Middle Park coach asked us when we met him on Saturday if we could address the players before the game on the subject of sling tackles. He said his thinking was that he's always doing it, but if it comes from the umpires, it'll have a little bit more impact. So I did address them. I think if I had to do it again, I'd probably change some of the words I used. But the upshot of it was we didn't have any issues in the game. So something must be working. And if a coach has got a mindset like that, how good is that?
Yeah, that's great. Good to hear. I don't want us going in and asking to address players, but if a coach asks to do that, by all means, reinforce the message the league is given. That's good to hear a coach being proactive like that. So, all right, guys. Thanks for that. Look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday night, and hopefully next week I won't have the kids in the background. I'll be back at the office. So make life a bit easier for me with these Zooms. All right.
Bye.
Catch you later.